Hi all, I wanted to make a video about a discussion that my sister and I have. Well, this is one of those things that we really don't agree on, like, consistently, like, for years. We just don't agree on this. And I have on my Facebook profile, it says that I can speak English, German, French, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Indonesian. And she has always said that I can't really say that because in most of these languages I suck. Whereas I disagree, because not that I don't suck, but that the amount to which I suck is different in our interpretations, because I think that even though I don't speak a lot of French, I can still communicate and I can still live, I can still survive in France. Oui, je parle un petit peu de français, plus que merde. Tetapi iya, saya bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. Tapi ini lucu sekali. Aber ja, ich kann Schweizerdeutsch. Ja, es ist nicht genug, hier als ein Schweizer wohnen. Aber ja, ich bin ein besser Deutschsprecher, ein Hochdeutschsprecher. Aber ich habe immer noch ein kleines schweizerisches Akzent. Pero sí, puedo hablar español también. No mucho, porque no he practicado en 2 años. Sí, oh. But yeah, basically, we have this thing where she is excellent at French. She's basically functionally fluent, and her Italian is also functionally fluent. She has better vocabulary when it comes to like Vietnamese, sometimes at least, and Indonesian as well. I think you need a certain sort of proof or certification to say, yes, I can speak this language, and it is recognized by people who speak this language. It is recognized by some language board or education or something. Whereas for me, a lot of my languages I spent learning without actually going to classes. I learned Spanish like when I was 17, 18 to like a small extent, and then a somewhat larger extent when I was in college in the U.S. The thing is that I learned so much more from like living and working and in Florida, for example. I had the basics from before that, but then I met a lot of people from Latin America and from Spain, and I traveled in Spain, and then I worked in Florida when I had to speak it all the time. And I learned a lot just from that interaction. And yeah, and my Vietnamese is entirely learned from my family. So I always like to joke that they say don't talk back, and I said yes, and that's all I learned how to say in Vietnamese. But that's not strictly true, but it's a good joke. I think that languages are a very human thing. They're not easy to quantify or to place into certain categories and just say, yes, here is the black line in which you have moved from beginner to intermediate. They're really complicated. You can get by very much on practical knowledge, and a lot of the time it also takes a lot of practice. Like my Spanish and my French kind of suck, but they're much better after I've had a few days of like living in it or speaking it or practicing it. So anyway, that's our debate, that's our discussion, and we really disagree on it because, you know, every time my sister asks me for like something regarding Spanish, and she's like, and I don't know because I didn't learn the word that she's asking me or something like that. And then she says, well, you know, it doesn't seem like you can really speak Spanish. I said, no, I lived in it. I worked in it. I worked with people who only spoke it. And anyway, what do you think? This is a non-rhetorical question. What do you think constitutes a good judge of when you can say you can speak a language? Well, and DFTBA, I love to see things in comments. And yeah, toodles. I don't know why I tap my forehead whenever I do this. Я не говорю по-русски, но у меня прекрасная шляпа.